Dom mentioned Chelsea. For him, not a title contender. It's been a rough road, hasn't it, for Frank Lampard over recent weeks. A massive test for them on Tuesday, taking on a Leicester side who have been excellent so far this season under Brendan Rodgers. We asked you boys for your predictions looking ahead to this game. There we are. Stevie says a Chelsea win, and that's where I want to start, Stevie. What have you seen from Chelsea to suggest they can go to Leicester and take all 3 points?
Well, I'm hanging my hat on the fact that they've just got a victory behind them. You know, winning games is really the antidote to everything.
It wasn't a very good victory, though, was it, Stevie? It wasn't very convincing.
Well, I was just going to say that. Listen, sometimes it's nothing to do with how you play. Sometimes you get in a position where, you know what, I couldn't care less how good or how bad we are, as long as we win, and that starts everything up. And that's basically what I think. I'm surprised that Leicester haven't lost more goals. I'm not so sure about the Fofana-Evans partnership, to be honest. I mean, so I think Chelsea are due, and that victory for me, I think, changes it all. And that's why, basically, because if you look at both sides, you know, they score the same amount of goals, they both lost the same amount of goals. So in so many ways, there's not a lot between them. And so I'm going to say that because Chelsea get that victory behind them, they're going to kick on and they're going to take care of Leicester City.
Don, you disagree?
I do. I just can't get a read on Leicester. I think they're a good side. I think when they smashed Man City 5-2, you thought, you know, really, really good side, and they are a good side. But Liverpool beat them. Everton beat them as well. They've lost some big games. So I think what Leicester are, in my opinion, they're a very, very good side to watch. They're a silky side. But I think in the very biggest of games, I don't fancy them. I think they've got a loss or two in them. And Chelsea, as you said, only just scraped by in a 1-0 win against Fulham when Fulham were down to 10 men. So I think a little bit more pain for Chelsea fans to endure, but it might not be the worst point in the world. So if they can get a point against Leicester, don't lose the game, more importantly, try and keep in touch and try and build some momentum.
Where do we stand on Frank Lampard, Mark?
I think the win at the weekend was a big win. I think if they hadn't beaten Fulham, then he would have been in trouble. I think, you know, I know he's a Chelsea legend as a player and everyone likes him at Chelsea, but this is Roman Abramovich we're talking about, and, you know, loyalty doesn't really come to Abramovich when managers aren't delivering, does it? And I think, you know, I remember being at a Leicester-Chelsea game, was it 4 or 5 years ago, when Jose Mourinho was sacked the following day. So if they can sack Jose Mourinho twice, they can certainly sack Frank Lampard. So he needs to start winning games. They're becoming cut adrift at the top four, and I think it's all about being in the Champions League. So Leicester away is a tough game. They've got Tottenham coming up, Tottenham away, which again is a big game, the Mourinho factor. So Lampard has to start winning some games, and I think if he gets to the end of the season, he'll have done well if he doesn't get out of this slump they're in right now. And I know they won at the weekend, but it's still a slump for me.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.